to BBTV. I'm your host, Jeff White. And in today's episode, I want to talk to you guys about a very sensitive subject, and that is bedbugs in schools. Unfortunately, we've been seeing a lot of news reports about bedbugs starting to be brought into schools and then a bedbug being found in that school somewhere. And obviously this topic creates a lot of panic amongst parents. Because, their student is going to a school that bedbugs were found in. Of course, bedbugs feed on blood. And that's the last thing that a parent wants their student being subjected to when they go to school. And so, as I said, this is a very sensitive subject. And I wanted to talk about a few issues with bedbugs being introduced into schools, and then talk to you about a few things that you can do at home to hopefully prevent bedbugs from being brought in if, say, a bedbug is found in the school that you send your child to. Okay. So the first thing I want to mention is that, yes, bedbugs are unfortunately starting to be found in some schools, but at this point it does not appear to be that common of an occurrence. Meaning that, you got to think about bedbugs, and that a few things have to happen in order for a bug to be brought into a school. First off, one of the students has to have a problem at their house. That problem or bug then needs to walk onto their backpack or personal belongings or clothes for that matter, and then that student needs to transport it into the school, and then the bug needs to walk off of them inside the school. And so at this point it doesn't appear that it's that common. Now obviously there's no set data on that where they say that it isn't that common, but from news reports and talking to different experts, we don't think it happens that commonly. In addition to that, there's really two types of situations that can occur. The first of which is that, as I said, a bug is brought in, it walks off, say, the child's backpack, and now you have a bug, one single bug inside that school. Somebody finds it and says, oh my god, I found a bed bug in the school. But the big question is, was it just a single bug, and now that that bug was found, is the problem more or less taken care of, or was it a reproducing infestation? If it was a single bug, you might want to do a few proactive inspections, see what's going on inside that school. But if you don't find any reproducing infestation, there may not be much of a concern. Obviously, the student who brought the bug in, the parents of that student need to take care of the issue back at the house, but you may not have a problem necessarily with the school itself. The second situation is where you actually have a reproducing infestation, where there's actual multiple bugs inside the school. They are appearing to feed on the students and then unfortunately possibly reproducing inside that school. That's a much more severe situation where now you're going to need to take some sort of corrective measures inside that school to get rid of or eliminate those bed bugs. And that is a topic that I'm not going to go into today because it is a very complicated subject where, there are a lot of laws now in many states where you can't just go into a school and start applying pesticides because a bug was found. And of course those laws are to protect the students from being exposed to pesticides, especially when they're unnecessary. But obviously if you have bugs inside of a school that are reproducing, it may be necessary. And that can become complicated. So just be aware that a lot of the situations that we encounter may just very well be a rogue bug. One bug that was brought in, it walked off, somebody found it, and that may have been the only issue. Of course, doing some sort of inspection is definitely one of the first steps, and it could be a visual inspection, or maybe better yet, a canine scent inspection where they bring dogs in to do it, or we set some of the active monitors that are out there, but determining the level of infestation is one of the first steps. So, in terms of the bugs themselves, that's the things that you need to be aware of in terms of a school. Was it a reproducing infestation? Was it just one single bug that was brought in? And then at this point it doesn't appear to be too common. Now, in terms of you as a homeowner and a person sending your student to a school where, say, bugs might have been found, some of the things that you can do at home to hopefully prevent bugs from being brought back in and then also address any concerns if that, God forbid, should happen as quick as possible, is you could say encase your beds at home. Find a bedbug approved mattress and or box spring encasement and encase your beds. And that way, God forbid, somebody does bring a bedbug in, whether it be from a school or anywhere else, the bugs may be able to be found much sooner than typical. And then we also can take care of the problem in a much more timely fashion. And so encasements may be a good first step. You could also consider installing climb-up insect interceptors on the legs of those beds. That way, if a bug is brought in, hopefully that bug gets intercepted by these devices before the bug ever makes it to the bed. And the last suggestion that I have could be maybe one of the most important or most, applicable to this situation is a pack-type portable heating unit. A pack-type portable heating unit is a small suitcase-sized heating unit that you can place different belongings in, heat them up, and hopefully eliminate any bed bugs associated with them. So say now a bug is found in your, child's school, and his or her backpack is a concern for you. You don't want them bringing the backpack back with bugs on it. Well, you could take that backpack when they come home from school and put it in this heating unit and heat it up. The dryer may work as well, but with the dryer you probably have to take everything out of the bag. With a pack-type portable heating unit, you could take the entire bag with everything in it. Obviously, you don't want to put things in there that melt, but everything in it, put it in the pack-type portable heating unit and heat it all up and take care of hopefully all the issues at once. And so a pack-type portable heating unit could definitely be one of the better solutions to any concerns that you have about bugs being brought in. If you're interested in any of the products that I mentioned, you can view past episodes that we filmed here at Bedbug TV on these different things. The Climb-Up Insect Interceptor, the portable heating unit, encasements. All of those episodes are out there. Please go watch those episodes and learn more on those different things. And those are some things you can do to hopefully prevent bugs from being brought into the home, and if they do make it in, identify them as quick as possible. The last thing you can consider doing is if you think that, the child's clothes may have been, a bed bug might have walked onto the child's pant leg as it was sitting in the classroom, you can go ahead and throw those clothes in a hot wash or hot dry cycle, and then, hopefully that will then address any bugs that may have been associated with their clothes. And so that's more or less an overview of bed bugs in schools. The take-home points are that, first off, it doesn't look like it happens that commonly, although we have seen reports. It's not that common of an occurrence yet. There are also some things that you can do to hopefully prevent bugs from being brought in and address them as soon as possible, and we talked about those things. And remember, there are really two big questions in regards to the bugs in the schools. Was it a single bug that was brought in, or is it a reproducing infestation? And again, that's going to be on the school to determine, but those are the big questions. If it was just a single bug, there may be a lot less of a concern than if it is a reproducing infestation. Alright, if you have any questions on the topic, remember jeff.white@bedbugcentral.com. Email me any questions. I'd be happy to answer them. And I hope to see everybody soon enough.